So, is Trump trying to steal the elections? The answer is yes. We got to talk about this, everybody, because I've made several references to this in my videos. I made videos about this specifically, that Trump is trying to steal the upcoming elections, everything from the elections that are going to replace people in Congress to the next presidential elections. This is a move that we got to keep an eye on and we got to act on because, short of casting a vote, short of having that kind of power, there's nothing left. And they're basically going to take these elections and steal them so they can stay in power. And I'm talking about Trump and his supporters, Trump and the right wing, Trump and the fascists who run this country. Not only have they raided some of the states, including Georgia, and taking their voter rolls. Voter rolls are basically everybody's personal information, voters' personal information, and that's how states carry out the votes. And the Constitution specifically leaves the elections to the states. This is something the Republicans and conservatives have been big on for years. So this is something they advocated for a long time, that the states should be in charge of things like their voter rolls and even gun control and a woman's right to choose. These are rights that individuals want to claim, but in this case, Trump wants to take those individual rights, that individual right being the vote. So this is another warning, everybody. I'm saying, wake up, gente, wake up, raza, wake up, people. He is up to no good. His massive ICE raids and his foolish, incompetent approach to, carrying out immigration, it's kind of fell back and slapped them in the face and look horrible. Just recently, we found out that several people have died in custody, including children. We found out that they released people. ICE did detain them, let them go, and they've died because they dumped them off somewhere in the cold and someplace where they couldn't get a support, including a blind man. This has come back to slap in the face. It's embarrassing to him, and he knows it. So, what other way to continue to, try to take power than to steal the election? And that's always been the case. He's trying to find also a reason, trying to find a reason to declare a national emergency. For those of you who don't understand what the presidential powers, or what's called Article 2, what it allows the president to do, the president is allowed to not make law, but basically enforce the law. Now, whatever Congress passes or has passed, the president is supposed to enforce. And sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. They do it in their own style. But what's scary about this is the president also has what's called emergency powers. And we've seen this throughout history, these emergency orders, executive orders, for example, one of the worst being FDR, or Franklin Roosevelt, during World War II. And after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, immediately ordered signed an executive order which basically said that all Japanese people should be rounded up. And this is ugly because under the disguise of an emergency, a national emergency, for example, 9/11, the president can shut down the airspaces, can shut down travel, can cancel constitution, and people's rights can be canceled as well, their personal liberties, including freedom of speech, freedom of the press, etc. So the reason why we got to keep an eye on this, we've heard what the current president has been up to, and it's been no good. And that includes going to Georgia, stealing the vote, taking the voter rolls, going to Minnesota and demanding the voter rolls as a way to stop the ICE deportation enforcement, the way that was carrying out. The governor of Minnesota wouldn't allow it, so that was good. And other states have given up those voter rolls. Sadly, it turns out they're the same states who support him, red states. So I'm basically making this video to just alert people that Donald Trump is trying to steal the elections. He's trying to stay in power. He's trying to prevent Congress from flipping and from him having to answer to Congress. And ultimately, he's trying to stay in power because if he declares these emergency powers, emergency situation, he will stay in power. So again, Raza, again, people, more power to you, but keep an eye on what's happening because this man is out of his mind. He's trying to stay in power. He is trying to steal elections. Just another warning, another heads up.